Hello everyone, today we'll continue answering more questions on Chapter 1, the particulate nature of matter, and we are still on paper 2, so let's get into it. Diagrams X, Y, and Z represent the three states of matter: solid, liquid, gas. Which change occurs during boiling? Boiling is when we turn a liquid into a gas, so that's Y turned into Z, so Y to Z, P. Easy peasy. Two gas jars are set up as shown. Alright, we have jar 1, jar 2, air, brown gas, a lid to separate both jars. We removed the lid and the jars are left to stand. After some time, the contents of both gas jars are brown. How did that happen? Of course, as we mentioned before, the brown gas, it's just a gas, so normally it will just diffuse, filling the air in the upper jar once we remove the thing that's separating them, the lid, right? Which process causes this to happen? Of course, it's diffusion. Alright, question number 24. The rate of diffusion of two gases, methane, CH4, and ethene, C2H4, is measured using the apparatus shown. We have a constant pressure applied, a gas syringe, here's the gas, either methane or ethene, and we have a metal foil. Gas escapes through a small hole in the foil. Alright, which gas diffuses faster and why? Of course, real quick, it's gonna be methane. Why is it methane? Alright, we answered half the question. Why is it methane? Alright, so we have CH4, which is drawn like that. C attached to 4 hydrogen atoms. And we have ethene, which is C2H4, and it's drawn like that. There's a double bond because carbon is tetravalent, and we have our hydrogen. Okay, so are the molecules smaller in size? Nope, they're not smaller in size. Why? Because both of these compounds are formed of carbon and hydrogen. Okay, so the size of carbon atoms and the size of hydrogen atoms is the same, right? The only difference is that this molecule, methane, has 1 carbon atom, while ethene has 2 carbon atoms. This will make a difference in the relative molecular mass, which means that methane will be lighter than ethene, without doing any calculations or anything. This one has 1 carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. This one also has 4 hydrogen atoms but 2 carbon atoms. So definitely the one with 1 carbon atom will be way lighter. Okay, so ethene, these two will be cancelled, methane and methane. Methane molecules are lighter and so more faster. Methane molecules are smaller, so they can get out of the small hole more easily. No, the answer is C. Alright, methane molecules are lighter and so move faster. Alright, question 25. Particles moving very slowly from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration. Which process is being described? These two are changes in phases. That's from liquid to solid, that's from solid to liquid. A substance diffusing through a liquid, a substance diffusing through the air. It's either C or D, because this is the definition of fusion. So which one? In the question it says very slowly. Gases diffuse very, very fast. Alright, we're looking for something that moves a little bit slower. So it's definitely going to be a substance diffusing through a liquid. Right, so the answer is C. Because gases diffuse very, very fast. Alright, question 26. Small crystals of purple potassium permanganate with a relative molecular mass of 158 and orange potassium dichromate with a relative molecular mass of 294 were placed at the centers of separate petri dishes filled with agar jelly. Agar jelly and petri dishes, these are tools for making cell cultures. and testing different tissues and stuff like that. They were left to stand under the same physical conditions. After some time, the color of each substance has spread out as shown. Right? The lengths of the arrows indicate the relative distances traveled by particles of each substance. Which statement is correct? Alright, hopefully I didn't forget the question, because it's a very lengthy question. Anyways, that one has a longer arrow, indicating that the distance traveled is longer. That one has a shorter arrow, indicating that the distance traveled is shorter. Of course, the potassium dichromate has a larger relative molecular mass, while the potassium permanganate has a smaller relative molecular mass. Which statement is correct? Diffusion is faster in dish 1. Okay, up till now that's correct. Because the mass of the particles are greater. No, that's incorrect. If the mass of the particles are greater in size, that means that the diffusion rate will be slower because they are heavier, so it will be hard for them to move. Diffusion is faster in dish 2. Nope, it's not faster in dish 2. Diffusion is slower in dish 1. No, we agree that it's faster in dish 1, so the answer is D. Diffusion is slower on dish 2. That's correct, because the mass of the particles is greater, and that's correct as well. The answer is D. Question number 27. Pure water has a boiling point of 100 degrees Celsius and a freezing point of 0 degrees Celsius. Alright. What is the boiling point and freezing point of a sample of aqueous sodium chloride? So we added sodium chloride. We dissolved sodium chloride in the water, which means that the physical properties of the solvent of the water itself will change. The question is, how will they change? The boiling point will be increased, while the freezing point will be decreased by the same amount. Alright, by relatively the same amount. So the freezing point will definitely be decreased, and the boiling point will be increased. Boiling point of 98, that's lower than 100, so these two are cancelled. Boiling point of 102, that's correct. A freezing point of -2, that's lower than a 0, so the answer is C. Alright. Which process causes the greatest increase in the distance between particles? The greatest increase in the distance between particles happens when we turn a substance into a gas, either turning a liquid into a gas by boiling, or maybe turning a solid to a gas directly by sublimation. So condensation is a gas into a liquid, no. Freezing is a liquid into a solid, again no. Melting is a solid into a liquid, no. So the answer is D. Sublimation is when we turn a solid directly into a gaseous state. A solid into a gaseous state directly. Okay. The last question we'll be answering, because I don't want this to be a lengthy video. A student investigated the diffusion of ammonia gas, H3, and hydrogen chloride gas, HCl. Two sets of apparatus were set up as shown as from temperature and pressure. We have a source of ammonia gas, and we have a damp red litmus paper. Here we have a source of hydrogen chloride gas and damp blue litmus paper. Okay? The damp red litmus paper in apparatus 1 changed color after 30 seconds. Right? How long does it take for the damp blue litmus paper to change color in apparatus 2? Alright. So again, let me just take a screenshot real quick. So the damp red litmus paper in apparatus 1. Apparatus 1 had what? Had the NH3, the ammonia. Alright. The other one here had HCl. Okay. In order to be able to answer this question, we need to quickly just calculate the relative molecular mass of both of these. Right. So this will be the HCl, and this will be for the NH3, because right now we have no idea which one is heavier, right, and which one is lighter. So the HCl has 1 plus 35.5. If you have no idea what we're doing right now, I will be explaining that in the stoichiometry chapter So we have 36.5. If I remember correctly, the nitrogen was 14, the hydrogen was 3 multiplied by 1, so that's 3, and the answer will be 17. So this is definitely heavier, right? Heavier, and this one is lighter. So if the NH3 took 30 seconds, that means that the HCl will definitely take longer. So the answer will be A, 64 seconds. It can't possibly take the exact same time because of the difference of the molecular weight. It can't take lighter or lower time, sorry, because again it's heavier. Alright, I guess that would be enough for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you up in the next one, where we'll be answering more questions but on paper 4. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.